الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد باب في النجوم. وقال قتادة ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح. انتهى قوله تعالى خلق هذه النجوم لثلاث: جعلها زينة للسماء ورجوما للشياطين وعلامات يهتدى بها، فمن تأول فيها بغير ذلك أخطأ وأضاع نصيبه وتكلف ما لا علم له به. حدثنا مسدد حدثنا عبد العزيز بن المختار حدثنا عبد الله الداناج قال حدثني أبو سلمة ابن عبد الرحمن عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الشمس والقمر مكوران يوم القيامة. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد كلما ذكره الذاكرون، وصل على سيدنا مولانا محمد كلما غفل عن ذكره الغافلون. اللهم صل وسلم على عبدك ورسولك. اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد أفضل صلواتك بعدد معلوماتك. Tonight, inshallah, we're going to start a new chapter which is called Bab fi Nujum, the chapter about the stars. Last Friday we talked about what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned about the multiple earths. Babu ma ja'a fi sab'i aradin, the 7 earths. And we concluded that there's no doubt in what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, that there are multiple earths, but we do not know with utmost confidence and certainty the reality of those earths, whether those earths are exactly similar in everything to our earth, or if there are variations, if there are differences. All these things are known to the minutest details only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if Allah has given that knowledge to someone else, may that person be a prophet of Allah or a messenger of Allah or any other person, that is also in the limitless knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we yet don't know much about that. But as I mentioned in our previous session, that Kepler telescope, which is on a mission to discover planets like Earth in the space, is doing a good job in making discoveries. And so far it has discovered about 1,200 planets that are orbiting around other stars in our own galaxy, not in another galaxy but in our own galaxy. And those stars are relatively closer to our star, our sun, than the stars that are more distant. And out of those 1,200 planets, they have also concluded that 54 of those stars are in the same size as our planet Earth is. So they're not too much bigger than the size of our Earth, and they're not even too much smaller than the size of our Earth. And they have also concluded that they're also in the habitable zone. Habitable zone is the zone around the orbit of a star in which there is a possibility of life, in which it is possible that the life may exist. But further discoveries are on their way, and maybe we will be able to find more information in next 2 years, as NASA have announced that at the end of 2012 we might have more information on the mission that Kepler is now at the moment performing. Anyways, now we come down to the stars. Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi alayhi has formed this chapter, Bab fin Nujum, the chapter in the mention about the stars. There's no doubt that throughout the history, human beings have always been possessed and fascinated with stars. Whether you go back 2,000 years or 4,000 years or 6,000 years, people have always been fascinated with the stars. A few weeks ago, I was coming back from another state, and that was past midnight, and it was completely dark outside, and I looked out of my window and I saw that the entire horizon was covered with stars. There was not a single inch that I could recognize that was empty from stars. Every inch on the horizon in the sky was covered with stars. And this is why the scientists or the astronomers have said that in our galaxy alone there are billions of stars, more than a billion. And this is how you can come up with a number. If at a dark night you look up and you see provided that the horizon is clear, there are no clouds, there are no gases, atmospheric gases that are preventing the view, then you can see that the sky is filled with stars. Whether you are in northern hemisphere, in which we live in, or you are in a southern hemisphere, it is filled with stars. And those stars are not at the same level and not at the same distance. Each star has unimaginable distance from the other star. And the stars, mostly, our star is unique in the sense that we are alone. There's no, our star, our sun does not have a pair. And other stars mostly found in our galaxy and out of our other galaxies besides our galaxy, those stars are in constellations. In Arabic, it is called Majma'un Nujum. In English, it's called constellation, where there are two or more stars. So those stars are bound together in a larger scale of gravity, in a gravitational axle, and those turn into constellations, and the larger ones turn into galaxies. Our own galaxy is bound by the force of gravity, and all the stars, in a way, our galaxy is spiral galaxy. So there are spiral arms around our galaxy, and the way they are formed is because each constellation has its own gravitational force, and then on a larger scale they're all bound under one gravitational force, and that makes it one very large galaxy, which is 100,000 light years across. So if you were to travel from one corner of our galaxy to the other corner, it would take you 100,000 light years, which is beyond our calculations, beyond our imaginations, if we were to convert that into miles or kilometers or any other unit. For that, they have astronomical units. Astronomical units are, one unit is 3.75 light years. So it's easier to mention that